The Sonic Racing Crossworlds Beta is right around the corner, so I went back to play Sonic R for the first time. And this is a video of firsts. Not only did I play Sonic R for the first time, I also played the game natively on a Sega console for the first time ever. My friend David brought over a Sega Saturn so that we could play Sonic R. We played some split screen, and this game is way better than it has any right to be. Before we talk about Sonic R in all of its glory, please subscribe to the channel because we're nearing 1,000 subscribers, so if you want more of this chill retro stuff, then please subscribe. So if you don't know, Sonic R is a 3D kart racer slash platformer that was released on the Sega Saturn. And what I love so much about this game is that it's probably the only kart racer that actually translates the original series gameplay into a kart racer. So I started playing Sonic R and I had genuinely no idea what to expect. See, Sega games are a complete mixed bag, especially the 3D ones. Now, I don't have much history with them, but I've tried to play Sonic Adventure 1, I've tried to play Sonic Adventure 2, and I just couldn't get into them. And over the years, Sega's reputation for games full stop has been up and down and up and down and up and down. I didn't really know what to expect about Sonic R. I knew it was a 3D platformer slash kart racer game. I knew you actually ran around as the characters, which makes sense if you're in Sonic. But apart from that, I had almost no exposure to this game, and I wasn't even sure if I ever properly watched gameplay. So I ran through the game for the first time, and the thing that I want to hit home on this video is that a lot of kart racers, while I absolutely adore them, I still think Crash Team Racing is the best kart racer of all time. I love Mario Kart 8. I absolutely love Diddy Kong Racing. I just love kart racers, full stop. But I think a thing that a lot of the kart racers don't do is that they don't transfer the original series gameplay into a kart racing formula. Obviously, Mario Kart is a Mario game because of the characters, because of the power-ups, because of the tracks. Same with Crash Team Racing. But there's nothing really mechanically Mario about Mario Kart, and there's nothing really mechanically Crash about Crash Team Racing. And it's the complete opposite in Sonic R, because Sonic R feels just as much a 3D platformer as it does a kart racer. So they took the roots of what Sonic is. Sonic is a platforming series, and they translated platforming mechanics into a kart racer, and it is so much fun. Now, before I go any further, I do need to point out that I was playing this on the PC. I was playing the best version of it. I was playing it modern. I had great graphics. I could see in front of me. The game ran smoothly, all of this stuff. But as I went through this game, I realized once I got used to the mechanics and how to turn and all that, I prefer this game over Mario Kart 64. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it has a better legacy. It's an extremely short game, but I think that 30 or 40 minute single player play session is better than any play session I've ever had on Mario Kart 64 playing it by myself. Now, I'm sure there will be comments talking about the difference in the environment that I played the games in, like Mario Kart 64. I played on my old TV on an N64 in PAL. The game probably ran at like 22 frames a second. I'm not sure. And here I'm playing this, I believe, at a smooth 30 FPS, widescreen 1440p. So everything is stacked in Sonic R's favor. But I actually think the core design of Sonic R is more fun than the core design of Mario Kart 64. So my first 10 minutes with this game was a bit interesting because I didn't fully understand what was going on. You can accelerate, you can jump, you could turn with the analog stick, but also you could do a sharp turn with the bumpers. And that first time playing it definitely takes some time to get used to. And that's where I guess Mario Kart 64 would be better. I think the initial play of Mario Kart 64 is better than Sonic R. But then I started exploring the first track or level. I'm going to probably interchange it because they are genuinely like 3D platformer levels. And you realize that there are so many different ways to go. Just straight off the bat, you can go forward, you can go left up a hill, you can do a shortcut across water, and every single path has multiple paths branching off of it. So it genuinely gave me that 3D platformer, oh my god, I have so many ways to go. Where do I want to go? What part do I want to explore? What track will I take? What will I find here? And as you're going through the level, you pick up rings, and there's doors that require you to get X amount of rings before they open, and they act as shortcuts, or the Chaos Emeralds might be in them. And the simple act of driving around these levels, or running around, or jumping around, whatever you want to call it, and just seeing where all of these little places take you is amazing. And what I loved most about it is that when it comes to Mario Kart, and I'm sorry to keep taking it back to Mario Kart, but when it comes to Mario Kart, there's obviously a way to improve your skill, and you can get better, you can get faster, you can improve your times, but you are extremely limited in what you can do. When it comes to something like Crash Team Racing, getting the Sacred Fire is so engaging. It's really difficult to do. Figuring out all the shortcuts, all the best time. that is extremely engaging, where I don't find Mario Kart as engaging as that. And Sonic R engages you in a different way, because your brain is like, oh, if I go over here, what will I find? Will I find this shortcut? Where will this take me? Will I find one of the coins? Will I find a Chaos Emerald? And there's just so many different ways to go. And realistically, I can't think of another kart racer that has all of these alternate routes. But it means that even on a basic level, you will have fun just, I don't know, jumping on a spring to see where it takes you, or collecting 50 rings to get to that door to see what's back there. And, you know, I only enjoy Mario Kart when I'm winning, because it's not fun to lose in Mario Kart. There's nothing really going on. All you're doing is trying to catch up. Whereas here, if you're losing, you could just decide to explore the level and have some fun and see where different routes will take you. And it's an extremely unique experience that I can't really think I've ever gotten in another kart racer. Now, I have to save a whole section for this video talking about Sonic R on the Sega Saturn, because this was the first time I've ever played on a Sega console. My friend David was nice enough to bring down a Saturn so that we could play it on the CRT and capture some footage. And this is a unique game for the channel, because this is the first time I played a game of couch co-op for Retribution. We sat down, we played a couple of split screen matches, some races, some collect the 5 balloons. What I loved about the collect the 5 balloons levels is that you actually just got to explore the levels the way I actually think they were intended to play. And it really hit home on that 3D platform and just explore the whole level nature of this game. Because I think if you took the mechanics from this game, maybe tweak them slightly, you could plop these characters and mechanics into a 3D Sonic game and just have it be really fun to run around and explore. And on a complete side note, he brought down Sonic Jam, and there is a 3D Sonic prototype built into that game, and it controls really well. We ran through a couple of glitches, but I was playing, I was like, why didn't Sega turn this into a full game? It was actually really fun. But with that tangent out of the way, one thing that I want to highlight about playing this game on the Saturn, as much as it was cool playing it on the Saturn, finally on a Sega console that I've never touched before, you see that I'm comparing this game to Mario Kart 64 a fair bit. And when you compare the original version playing it on a Saturn in comparison to the PC version, it's night and day. Because when we were playing split screen on the Saturn, the level renders about 5 meters in front of you. You cannot see where you're going, and it makes for some hilarious gameplay, because you're just bumping into walls, you don't know what's going on. And even if you play it in single player, we tested it out, it seems like the render distance is a bit better, but it's still not great, so you actually can't see a lot of the track. So this is why I think the comparison of me doing Mario Kart 64 on the N64 to the modded PC version of Sonic R is a bit unfair on Mario Kart 64, so the base versions are a bit different. But this game on a CRT looks fantastic, because the colors are so vibrant. Just look at the title screen, it is extremely colorful. Now, I'm not a part of the Sonic community. I like Sonic, I always have liked Sonic, but I'm not a hardcore Sonic fan. I'm not on subreddits, I don't watch YouTube videos about Sonic, none of this stuff. But my friend David was telling me that there was a bit of consternation about the soundtrack in Sonic R, and I'm not sure if this is now people don't like it, or back in the day they didn't like it, I'm not sure. But for anybody that thinks the soundtrack is bad, you're actually just wrong. I was sitting here playing this game on my PC, absolutely jamming out to this music. It's, I don't know, what would you call it, like Euro pop maybe? Kind of Eurovision music, also kind of similar to, say, Persona 4 music. And I'd say there's a lot of people that say they don't like this music, but like the Persona 4 music. And I mean, there's a lot of similarities there. The soundtrack in this game is absolutely phenomenal. But yes, Sonic R genuinely surprised me. I had an absolutely amazing time playing this game. Yes, it's very short. Obviously, if this was your flagship Sonic game on your brand new 3D console, I could understand people not liking it back in the day, especially considering the render distance and all that. It has some issues in that department. But the core 10-15 minute loop of playing this game, exploring some levels, figuring out all the shortcuts, finding out all the coins and finding the Chaos Emeralds is simply fun, and it's way more fun than Mario Kart 64, and that's my genuine opinion. So what an amazing game with a lot of problems, but it still completely surprised me. And this is what I love about this channel. I just get to play random games that I've never played before, ideally on native hardware, and it was a great time. So the Sonic Crossworlds Beta is out soon. I did get a code for it. I will do a video on it. I don't mind covering the odd modern game on the channel. Obviously, if it's a remake or a remaster, that's different. That obviously plays into retro sensibilities. But when a game is, you know, has a lot of crossover with retro, I think 3D platformers, maybe survival horror, and also kart racers are very retro. Even if they're not retro, I think there'll be a lot of crossover. So I will... Oh, crossover, Crossworlds, maybe. Was that intentional? I don't know. So I will do a video on that. And if that video does good, I also downloaded Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed on Steam because they're only €5 each. So I might do a video on them too because I love Racing Transformed. And I started playing Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. There's a House of the Dead track in it. There's a fucking House of the Dead track in it. What a game. Shadow rides on a motorbike. Brilliant. You also play as the ship from Fantasy World, which is a game I only know existed because I started playing Yakuza Pirate in Hawaii, and it's on the Master System emulator in that game, and it's actually a really fun game. So thank you very much for watching. There's a random video here that you have to click or something maybe bad or just middling might happen to you, so just watch it. It's somewhere here. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.